adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Some marijuana growers in California are going to prison, but not for the reasons you think. A prison that formerly held people for selling marijuana will now be growing it. Claremont Custody Center in Coalinga, California, transferred its 500 inmates to other facilities when it shut down in 2011 and has been sitting vacant ever since. A proposal to sell the building to Ocean Grown Extracts for $4.1 million just passed through the Coalinga City Council, wiping out the city's $3.8 million debt. Ocean Grown Extracts produces cannabis concentrates for medicinal purposes and will be turning the 77,000 square foot facility into a farm. This prison is going to pot. Literally. While still illegal in the United States, medical marijuana has been legal in California for years. The repurposed facility will employ 100 people, all who must pass a background check and carry a police permit to work there. Other stipulations on this sale include 24-hour surveillance and tracking devices on all of the plants. The farm also has to have techniques for odor control. Don't want an entire city getting a contact high. I'm TC Newman for Buzz 60. Now you know, pass it on.
Big Alcohol is looking to put the brakes on marijuana legalization, according to new information courtesy of WikiLeaks. Along with a clear prejudice against Bernie Sanders, a deeper look inside the recent leak that led to DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz stepping down reveals a newsletter which included a paid advertisement from the Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America that reads, WSWA believes states that legalize marijuana need to ensure appropriate and effective regulations are enacted to protect the public from the dangers associated with the abuse and misuse of marijuana. Before going on to cite, in the years since the state legalized medicinal use, Colorado law enforcement officials have documented a significant increase in traffic fatalities in which drivers tested positive for marijuana. Morgan Fox of the Marijuana Policy Project shot back, pointing out the far more damaging effects alcohol has on driving ability, arguing they would be better to fund research on how to decrease drunk driving. For Viewer, I'm Kevin Kenny.
It's the Full Metal Show.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
It's the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
Big announcement, I'm telling you, I'm running for governor. Wait a minute, that's not me, that's a guest. I'm going to run for governor.
That'd be funny. I'd vote for you, Steve.
If I got, on the list or, on the ballot, vote green for governor. Not buying that ticket.
I'd vote for you now.
Look, I'd get a vice president green too. I'd be like green and green. Welcome to another edition of the Full Melt Show for a Tuesday. I said that with a sickening sound.
Because it's sickening. That's only Tuesday.
Oh, it was terrible today. Terrible Tuesday today. I got up at 5 a.m. at the butt crack of dawn. Was that Dawn's butt crack? I'm sure it was. And I had to go to do some court support for a friend of mine. Details of that yet to come. We'll hold that for another moment. On the way up there, I had to, because this court support was 2 hours from here. And so I drove the freeway that goes up there. Got to go like an hour west from here and then like an hour north from there. And the freeway that starts, goes an hour north when you get to an hour west and starts going north. The freeway north turns from a regular freeway into like a highway and then back to a freeway again. But the highway is 65, which is usually weird because most of the highways here are 55. But in Michigan, we have this weird, you got to do a Michigan Louie. Anybody that lives in Michigan knows what a Michigan Louie is. It basically means that the highways are set up so that if you're on a regular highway, not a freeway, a state highway, that if you want to turn around or if you want to go the opposite direction, you've got to go past the intersection, go through a loop around, and then go back to the place that you wanted to turn because they don't want you making lefts. You got to make the Michigan Louie. You got to make the Michigan left. So when the freeway turns from a 70-mile-an-hour freeway to a highway, And it's really not well marked. It looks much the same. The only difference being there are intersecting roads. And at some point, there is a train crossing. So it's a real problematic thing there. I don't know why they're not doing a road improvement in that area to Highway 127 on the central part of the state there going north from Lansing. But there was a truck that was going to do the Michigan Louie when it went from the freeway to the highway, and because it doesn't have the pullover lane, like the left, you don't pull in left and then turn around and then go the other way. It's just like on a regular freeway. Like I said, it looks much like the regular highway does. And on the highway, it's just got the do not use this, you can't use the turnaround in the highway. It's for authorized vehicles only. And so it's just like that. And so the guys, this happened to be a tractor trailer with it's a semi. So the semi's trying to do the Michigan Louie, but the width between the two will only... he was either just starting to turn or he was trying to turn but couldn't finish the turn because there was traffic going the other way. And so two teenagers, I believe, in like a silver pickup truck, a small, like a 4x love truck kind of thing, just blasted him from behind, annihilated themselves instantly on the spot. I was nearly witness to this actually happening. I had to drive by the bloody aftermath on my way up north. So it was not a good day going up there, having to watch all of that. Because all I could do was think about the horrific terms of that engagement. Good Lord. There's no way when you see something like that, because this was gory. This was bloody. This was not just a standard car crunch scene. There were parts and such.
Wow, that painted a picture.
It's not cool.
No, not at all.
I don't know what happened or why, but they need to improve that roadway because I just don't see how other people haven't made similar mistakes. Yes, it's a glance-up problem, you know what I mean? You're going down the expressway, you're not expecting, especially if you're a young driver, that the expressway is going to be fully stopped in front of you out of nowhere because a truck is making a turn. It doesn't look like this kind of roadway would accommodate that kind of, traffic. It does. I first had thought that the truck that hit the other truck actually T-boned it, with an intersecting road. Mm-hmm. But that didn't happen. The news reports on the way back were grim. In any event, while I was doing it, so I was going up for court support. So it was a sunny day. I'm all happy. I'm playing the music. Then I got the grisly, scene. And then going past there, heading north to the court support area, had to watch a friend get convicted by a jury of his peers for being, a little mentally unstable and homeless, and also eating at a local establishment. That's basically what they convicted him of. It was trespass. They convicted him of trespass. But there's no way he was ever guilty of that trespass. And the police department, which I'll fully label, it's the Mount Pleasant Police Department, you bastards. Don't you have some rapist to chase down? Don't you have some murder? Look, you could have been out on the road preventing this accident from going on instead of chasing around my mentally ill friend who happens to be homeless in a car and eating at a restaurant. Causing no scene, minding his own business, eating food as a patron, and you come and arrest him and tow his car. I'm not even going to say it. I already said it. I already called the guy an asshole to his face. I told the prosecutor he was an asshole. And that he should be expecting some ramifications in a legal way from this injustice. Because this is the problem that I have with our government, and it's one of the reasons that I do this show, is the inappropriate use at taxpayer expense of government dollars against ordinary citizens doing no harm to anybody. Especially when the murder rate... See, here's a Mad Dog... I'm going to call you Mad Dog now. No. Come on, Mad Dog.
None of that.
Listen, when I tell you these statistics, I don't know if you're familiar with them. I haven't mentioned them before. I think I mentioned the 95% of the prison inmates are there at their own word.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to lose the stat. What was the stat I was going to give you? It had to do with... Oh, crap. I don't remember now. Now you see so much fire. And I'm not talking
Your
about...
fire's been lit.
Oh, it's been lit. There is exhaust already. Look, my exhaust was already trailing when I sat down for the show today. My point is lost, but I'll recover it in this way. Prosecutors and police need to be spending their time. That's what I was going to say. There's my stat. I was going to tell you that police crimes, nationally, on an average, rapes and things like burglaries, respectively, are being solved by police departments across this country at 10 and 15%. Murder in between the two. So we're talking about 80% of homicides going unsolved. Yet, over 95% of complaints about drugs get prosecuted.
Yup.
So this tells you where the incentives are. Oh, that's not Cortana. I was gonna call her an ugly bitch. I think I shut Cortana down. We'll find out later in the show. That was the iPhone kicking in. So the point being is that they got to start spending their resources and time on things that are meaningful to people, and then you'll stop having revolts because it's in these excited states. It's in these ridiculous places that police get themselves involved, wrapped up in some, unauthorized use of force homicide situation where you killed an unarmed person because you escalated a situation instead of putting water on that fire, which is what you should be prepared and trained to do. Instead, the first thing you're trained to do is pull a weapon and start pulling the trigger and asking questions later. You see, if you don't want the bad public relations, if you don't want the protests in Washington and in New York City and in Chicago and in L.A. and other places around the South, where this is going on. If you don't want these protests happening and you don't want to wear that badge of shame, because that's what it is at this point, then you ought to change your policy department directives. And you ought to refocus your energy into important things instead of lining your pockets, and start acting like an officer of the peace instead of an agent of war. End of rant.
Amen, brother.
But today, on today's show, we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You heard about this stuff at the front there, did you? Oh. The front of the story, the front of the news there, that thing about the prison. You got a prison. They used to house prisoners, most of them probably pot offenders. It's empty now because, pot's legal in California. So they decided, what are we going to do with the prison? What a better thing to do than to grow weed? All those cells are being turned into groves. That's amazing. We'll be back with perhaps a gubernatorial contender in the pot community next.
You're getting the full melt.
If you missed the last Full Melt show,
You missed a lot.
I came across this cat. He goes by Smooth Smoker, an entertainer profile.
Hey, how y'all doing?
The page is hilarious.
Thank you. I'm to do photo shoots and stuff like that. Like a whole enterprise. I plan on going worldwide with Smooth Smoker.
What do you do to entertain?
I'm funny, I have a sense of humor. I plan to one of the first marijuana facilities that's actually a club.
You want an LA Fitness size one, is what you're saying.
The one I want a roomy, I want 2 stories, about 250 square feet to be good.
250 square feet, that's humongous.
When it comes down to a club, there's just enough space.
How many people can you fit into 250 square feet, do you know?
A lot. One of my other pages is called Fully Loaded Production.
How appropriate. How many people can you fit in 250 square feet? Well, you can fully load it. Yeah, you're fully loaded, all right. Your page is fully loaded with other people's stuff.
Put the blood down for a second.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Ledoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Ledoy Law
at RedoyLaw.com.
RedoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RedoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that as traders we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
We need coffee.
Got it right here.
Cups.
12-ounce, 8-ounce recyclable.
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters.
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters, K-cups.
Hazelnut, French vanilla, French roast, dark, light, medium, bold, extra bold.
And decaf.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
No reason.
Free shipping for award members every day. Staples, make more happen.
Play-Doh Compound can help kids practice communication skills. Start by presenting the visual of the letter or word. Then ask them to mold the Play-Doh compound into the shape of the letters. It's an effective way to foster speech and even writing.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. No, I think we're going to get to Patrick in a minute, right?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Who's sucking on over there? Don't answer that question. I don't want to know.
Don't ask a question. I'm hitting the ball.
All right, so we were talking about the pop for prisons thing. In a moment, I need to find out Patrick's last name. Hang on a second. Hey, Patrick, are you there? Can you hear us, Patrick? Hello, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey.
Sorry. Hey, what's your last name, Patrick?
My name is Patrick Joseph. My family name is Grew.
Okay, wait. I just need to... Whoa. Hey, show! I just wanted to know your name. Hang on a second. We're not ready for you yet. Hold on. I got one thing to do, and we'll come right to you, Patrick, okay? I just wanted to get your name out there.
Alrighty.
Hold on 1 second. Jeez. I think
that's what he's saying about you.
Oh, I know. He hates me already. I don't know why, because,
I need to take exactly 3 Advil and a fat blunt when I get home from the radio show every day. Because you give me a fucking headache.
Do I give you a headache, or do I get you riled up?
No, it's a headache.
Really?
Yeah, it's not riled up.
Wow.
It's like cowered in the corner. Like, stop yelling at me.
I am a yeller. Like old yeller. Like, shoot that dog. Is this thing still working? Okay. So this business about did you see? Okay, we were talking about the other story at the front of the show. There was the California wine thing, right?
Yes.
And the story was, if memory serves, it was only like a minute long story, but it was about this was a connection to the Democratic National Congress, the DNC, who's basically running around in shame now as their likely presidential winner, because that's what the polls are all saying right now. She's going to win this race. It could change.
It better.
I hope it does not change. Did you hear what Trump said today?
Yeah, recently.
What did you hear him say?
I guess he's reaching out to, the Second Amendment believers.
Yeah, he said, the words he said was, oh, well, there's nothing you can do if Hillary picks her. She's going to pick her court, and she's going to pick her cabinet. Nothing we can do about who she picks for the court, except for maybe the NRA people. Maybe they could do something. I don't know.
I mean, what's he saying? All he's saying is...
Yeah, what he's saying is let's shoot the Supreme Court and start over again.
He's saying the reason we have the Second Amendment is to take care of unjust things that we believe need to end with revolution. That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying.
Yeah, but he don't... Okay, revolution doesn't happen by winning the presidency inside the existing system. Revolution happens at the point of a gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it, but so you're saying what? So he's going to hail the revolution by winning the presidency and then
say go out and kill Hillary.
So you think that this Trump guy? You think he's like some Thomas Henry? Some?
No, I'm just saying if we were to be
in
a court of law.
You know who Thomas Henry is?
Yeah.
Do you? So is he more like Is he more like the British are coming. The British are coming. Paul Revere.
Paul Revere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, man. Yes.
Really?
I mean, he's not. I'm not saying he's telling you to kill her. That's all I'm saying.
I don't see it that way. So, anyways, we got to get to our guest, but I wanted to finish this idea about the way that they're looking at this. So, the DNC, who, like I said, is already, the head of the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, has, resigned in shame. So has the president of the DNC, I believe. Is that the president? I don't know. There's some other higher up there that resigned in shame also. And it's all about these emails about, squeaking out Sanders and having a fair shot at winning that race. Because, let's face it, that was a very close race. I just think that there was no steam left in the Clinton campaign to shoot for 2020. But in any event, they're now being investigated by this one guy, I forget, at this SF Gate, talking about the email that included an ad from the Beer and Wine Wholesalers Association trying to badmouth pot. I mean, let's face it. The one thing that Bernie Sanders got accomplished by running his campaign through to the end, that little old man ran around this country in a jet. No, I'm just saying, he's an old dude. I wish I had that kind of energy 20 years from now when I'm his age.
I'm sure you will, Steve.
He's probably older than that. He's probably like 30 years older. But I'm just saying I'm not going to have that kind of energy. So this guy's running around, the hoarse voice, doing the full press steamer on the campaign, and then and here he is. The one thing that he gets done is he gets the Democrats to accept as a part of their party platform the descheduling or rescheduling of cannabis, so that it's no longer a Schedule I controlled substance. That's the one big thing he got her to agree to, is to change that party platform. There's a couple others, some college stuff, some other stuff. But that was the biggest one in my book about, what he got accomplished. Because that's a big accomplishment. Nobody's been able to get the Democratic Party. It's the only party that's going to take this under their wing and take it to fruition. Nobody's been able to do anything. So they're busy bad-mouthing the pot industry because they're afraid that the pot industry... So what they're basically saying is, hey, in this advertisement, hey, if you're going to legalize pot, you better live up to alcohol standards.
And that's not right. I don't need to breathalyze about pot.
No, it's just ridiculous. I mean,
some marijuana growers.
No, it's just not. Let's face it. That's just not going to happen that way, because none of these things are the same.
Yeah.
Marijuana and alcohol are not the same, so they don't need the same regulation.
Apples, oranges.
If you're going to go out, if you drink too much booze, you can literally kill yourself. It happens all the time here in America. We should look that stat up. How many times a day does somebody die from alcohol poisoning? I want to know.
Bet you it's more than 3.
Let's just find out right now, real quick. And then we're going to move on to our guest. Our would-be guest, because he called up, so he's really a caller. So I didn't invite the guest on. The guest called as a caller, and so we'd like to have you present him.
And we needed a guest, so it all worked out.
Hey, I'm happy to have a guest.
Rolling with it.
So what I want to do here is call up the old train. That's the leftovers of one of these things are not like the other. It's the old alcohol pot thing. I want to find out if how many people die from alcohol poisoning daily. How many U.S. deaths daily from alcohol poisoning? There we go. And the answer to that question is... Da-da-da-da. It's not going to give us a direct number. Let's see what it says. Alcohol fact sheet. Oh, there's a whole PDF. 88,000 deaths and 2.5 million years of potential life lost each year in the U.S. So it doesn't tell us a year.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. That's overall drinking deaths. That doesn't include alcohol poisoning.
I mean, that's greater than 0.
So let's just do it this way. Because there's got to be a better way to Google that. I'm going to do it. So here we go. How many people die from alcohol poisoning in the U.S. on a daily basis? And so I'm just going to highlight that and cut it and paste it into the browser and see what it says. Because the browser won't let me do that. So this is the quickest way to do it. And still no magical number. Well, I'll tell you what. During the break, we'll find out the answer to that question because It says, according to About Marijuana, this is according to Normal, that about 50,000 people die each year from alcohol poisoning. So there's the math. Do the math there. So that's about 10,000 people per state. That's 50,000 states, or 50,000 people. So 50,000 people die from alcohol poisoning, not alcohol crashes, not cirrhosis of the liver, not withdrawal symptoms, alcohol poisoning, because you can die from alcohol withdrawal.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep.
That's a crap ton. Nobody that does the marijuana has any of those things.
That does the marijuana. No, not the same thing.
So welcome to the program. Sorry to keep you waiting on the horde so long. Can you hear us? Can you hear us okay? Is it all right? Can you hear us well? Hello, are you there? Hello? Did we lose him?
I think Patrick's gone.
I don't know. Patrick! I think Patrick's gone.
We lost him.
Maybe we pissed him off because he said, well, we didn't invite him as a guest, he just called. Sorry, Patrick, call us back. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
So here you are reeling in the big guest. Oh, we need a guest. So, we'll just fish him out. Oh, we lost a big fish.
That's what happens, man. He probably took the bait, too.
Oh. There we go. Here he is. Is this Patrick? Hello? Patrick, can you hear us? Hello? Something's wrong. Oh, try it again. Try it now. Maybe it was me. It was probably me, Patrick. I'm sorry. It might have been me.
Right. Can you hear me now?
Yes. We could have probably heard you before if I pushed the lever up.
Oh, God.
I had the wrong phone system. I had the wrong phone system up, Patrick. Sorry about that. So you. All
right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's a Verizon commercial already. So what I want to know is, why are you running for governor? Go ahead. Tell us about the big gubernatorial campaign. I want to hear it.
Because I am tired of the corruption. I'm tired of people who get medical marijuana, like myself, being arrested because I get medical marijuana, and I'm tired of people being arrested, and they need to go after pedophiles, murderers, and things like that instead of us. And I'm tired of the police tampering with evidence when it comes to marijuana issues.
Wait, Patrick, the police tamper with evidence?
Yes, I'm the one from Bay County. I was in Bay County. I got pulled over in Bay County for having 8 ounces in the front seat of my car. I had a medical marijuana card, showed it to the police officers. They said they didn't care. They searched my car, found the cannabis. They were having a big old smile on their faces. They used federal law to seize all of my property, all of my money, all of my medicine, all my personal property. It was a year and a half later, the Michigan State Police warrant team came and picked me up, beat the crap out of me, dragged me down to the Bay County Jail. I bonded out. 14 days later, I was arraigned, and I started a process in the court.
Sounds like my homeless friend Bobby. I'm just saying. It sounds like my buddy that just, they did the same thing to him for eating a Panera Bread in Mount Pleasant. I'm just saying.
Yes, and this is what I'm tired of. I'm tired of these police. And what happened was, I kept on telling them, the stuff is unusable. The stuff is unusable. I have a right to possess the controlled substance. They were hitting me with possession of marijuana when I'm a medical marijuana card holder. When I don't get it. For a medical marijuana card holder to use it, they have to possess it.
Wait a minute. So now, just clear this up for me, because I know as a caregiver that there was a limit to the number of ounces that I could have, and it's 2.5 per patient times 5.
Wait a minute, you back up. It's only 2.5 ounces of usable marijuana. You can have unlimited amounts of unusable marijuana. Unusable.
I would agree with you, but I'm just saying, overall, the police sense is, if you talk to a cop, they're going to say, 2.5 ounces per. I don't think they're going to start. I just don't think they're going to look into the other nuances until you get in front of a judge.
I know. That's exactly what they did to me. They said, you can take that up at the courts because I had 8 ounces on me, and they said, I kept on telling them it was unusable.
When you say it's unusable, do you mean it was wet?
No, I mean that in every condensed flour, every cola, there's a stem going through there. You can't use it until you break it away from that stem and grind it down. And in fact, sometimes with these plants, these seeds that we get from Amsterdam that are feminized, usually what happens on a plant is that a male part will bloom somewhere on the plant and it will seed.
So you're saying it's going to
flower.
You're getting a herm on you.
Yes. So you'll get a seed once in a while. So just like in my stuff, there was probably about maybe out of 8 ounces, there was about 15 seeds. So I kept on telling the prosecutor, and I kept on telling him it's unusable, it's unusable. I showed him the Michigan jury instructions on possession of a controlled substance. They didn't care about the fact that in the jury instructions, one of the elements says, does the person authorized to possess the controlled substance? And which I am. They didn't care about that. So I kept on telling him it was unusable. So in February of 2015, Jeffrey Stroud from...
Hey, Patrick, hang on 1 second. Hold on to the phone for a second.
Not a problem.
We got a little break, and then we'll come back and you can pick up your story from the middle of this police encounter, because I want to hear the rest of it and let you have your piece about it, because it sounds like there's a lot of stuff to pull apart here, and I want to get to those details with this horn. So we'll be right back with more with Patrick and Mad and myself after the break. Hang on to the commercial messages.
You're getting the full melt.
If you missed the last Full Melt show,
you missed a lot.
All right, so there's this idiot reporter out in Grand Rapids today. I saw her on a promo for some show she's doing about kids and drugs, and she's interviewing a policewoman and a prosecutor. Check this out.
Things sound like something that drug addicts would use. Are regular teenagers using butane?
Absolutely.
You know, when you are out there, you're seeing kids are you seeing it younger and younger? Are you seeing it used in homes more frequently? What's actually happening?
Okay, that's a stupid question, you old bat. Can you come up with an original reporter's question, one that somebody can actually answer?
Is it addictive? Is it something that's going to get a kid in trouble? Can people manage their use?
Well, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest myths that
Again, I just have to take issue with this. Wood TV in Grand Rapids, this lady needs to study up before she sticks a microphone in an official's face and asks an idiot question. Attention. Get ready to write down a very important number.
Michael does not know how to fail. Second place is loser.
If you have a medical marijuana case and need legal representation, call the best attorney, Michael Camorn.
He's very passionate in the courtroom.
Getting the best outcome requires quick legal action, and it needs to start with one call, toll-free to attorney Michael Camorn. 800-656-3557. Write it down, 800-656-3557.
Michael Camorn gave us our life back.
Attorney Michael Camorn. Vigorous criminal defense.
Ram trucks are reaching new heights when it comes to capability and efficiency. The Ram Heavy Duty is the most capable full-size pickup on the road today. And the Ram 1500 is the most fuel-efficient full-size pickup ever. So what does that mean? It means Ram trucks are built for the long haul. Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Metrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki.
Sacred Elements.
Raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweetleaf, 400 South 3rd Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570.
Play-Doh Compound can help kids practice communication skills. Start by presenting the visual of the letter or word. Then ask them to mold the Play-Doh compound into the shape of the letters. It's an effective way to foster speech and even writing.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in a large community room. Check it out in person, 400 Southport Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571. We ask people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets, and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be downtimes.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring. Prudential, bring your challenges. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
All right, so we left off before the commercial break talking to Patrick here, who says he's running for governor now. So are you serious about this, Patrick? You're really running for governor? I got to pull the music because the music, although we can't hear the music, Patrick still has music full volume in his ears. We'll let the music trail off. There you go. Now you can probably hear us better, Patrick. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so during the break, we were before we went to the break, you were talking about you had this police encounter. Go ahead and pick it up from there. I'm sorry.
Okay. So when I was in the courtroom, I kept on telling the prosecutor that the marijuana was unusable. From beginning to end, I kept on telling him it was unusable. When they bound me, when the judge...
Patrick, can I ask you a question about that? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying it's unusable according to some jury instruction you found somewhere? Is that the basis of...
No, in the Michigan law, the medical marijuana law, unusable is defined as seeds, stems, and if it's wet. So if a stem or a stalk or parts of the stalk go through a cola, that is considered unusable. If seeds are connected...
Wait, according to whom? According to your interpretation of the law?
No, that is the law itself.
No, I don't see the law saying that. The law says something. It doesn't say that specifically. I think you're inferring...
but let me expound even further so you can understand what happened in this court case.
You got it.
So what happened is that I kept on telling them it's unusable. So the prosecutor called the police station and told them to open up the evidence bag and de-seed it and de-stem it to make it from unusable to usable. So then they...
Wait, so you're saying they tampered with the evidence?
Yes, they even openly admitted that they did that.
They admitted that they tampered with the evidence?
Yes.
Okay, so now you're really strumming the heartstrings on me there, Patrick. Continue, please.
Yeah, so I find out that this happened at my preliminary examination, and I'm just like scratching my head, and I turn around to the audience behind me, and I'm like, what did I just hear? This officer openly admit that he told another officer to open up an evidence bag and to change it from unusable to usable, and the prosecuting attorney is the one who authorized him to do this?
Oh, see,
judge...
Wow.
Go ahead.
I'm flabbergasted. I mean...
Yes, I know.
The gall and the audacity of the blatant and intentional and outright... good Lord, I'm speechless, Patrick.
Yes, I know. It made me very scared because I thought I was going... Because I was representing myself. I refused to get a lawyer. I was representing myself through this whole process, all the way from beginning to end. And I told them that I never wanted to be a court-appointed attorney, and I did not want to go hire an attorney. I could do this on myself. What happened?
This is another way you're strumming my heartstrings, Patrick, because you sound much like I would do. I mean, I'm capable of doing this on my own. I'm the best person to speak for myself, although...
Thank you.
The cliche is a lawyer with himself or a client has a fool.
Right. I know. So,
and the reason is because it's really best to be represented, be disconnected from the argument, so that somebody who appears in a neutral way can best represent you. I feel a bit shirked by that guy because I don't think he's well enough connected or well enough paid to do the job that I would do in his stead. Sorry, go ahead.
That's correct, and that's what I believe as well. And so that's why I represented myself. So at my preliminary examination, the judge denied every one of my motions that I wrote up. He told the judge practiced law from the bench and told the prosecutor to file the fourth habitual against me. And he said, you better get yourself a lawyer. You're looking at 15 years in prison. I'm scratching my head going, wait a minute, this is possession of marijuana. It carries a max of 1 year. Where do you get the idea I'm looking at 15 years in prison? So anyhow,
he wanted to call you a fourth habitual offender of marijuana? Did you have 3 other prior offenses?
Yes, I do. I'm actually an ex-con. I went to prison for marijuana.
Oh, okay. All right. So that kind of ties it together. Then I can see why they were that bad.
So I'm sitting here. I get bound over to circuit court. I write up all these motions about them tampering with evidence, being malicious by filing the fourth habitual against a misdemeanor, which you cannot do. It's completely improper to do. Habituals are only used for felony. The initial charge, if it's a felony, you can use an habitual against them. They're not supposed to be used for misdemeanors at all. So I get bound over to circuit court. I get dragged all the way to jury trial.
Can I ask you this? Is possession of 8 ounces of marijuana considered a misdemeanor?
Yeah, that's what exactly it is. It's possession of marijuana was a misdemeanor. I was being hit with a misdemeanor, but they were hitting me with the second subsequent, which made it from a 1-year misdemeanor, and the second subsequent is a felony, and which makes the misdemeanor a 2-year sentence.
I see.
So that's why they were able to bound me over to circuit court.
I see.
So here they enhanced it with the second subsequent, and then they enhanced it again with the fourth habitual, which is completely improper of them trying to do to you.
So they wanted to do the double whammy. They wanted to roll on the dice board 3 times instead of 1 as a player, is what you're saying.
Yes, that is correct. So I get all the way to jury trial, and right at jury trial. There is no jury trial the day that I'm supposed to have my trial, because the judge decided to make a plea deal and try to offer it to me, and they offered me $300. They said, if you take this plea, and there will be no jail time, no prison, no probation, and you just pay $300, you're free to go.
Wait. So the way you said that at first, I was going to say, wait a minute. They offered to pay you to do a plea deal. They're going to give you a check for $300.
No, they wanted me to pay $300 and a fine to take a plead guilty to the possession of marijuana, and I wouldn't get no jail time, no prison, no probation. So
it's basically a bribe, so they don't have to do their jobs.
That's correct. So I said, no, I'm going to jury trial. And he says, okay, well, jury trial's tomorrow. And since we're here right now, I realized I haven't made a decision on all of your motions that you presented to the court. So I'm denying every one of your motions. So I'm looking at 15 years in prison now, okay, when I go into jury trial. I go into jury trial, and guess what they bring? They bring the altered marijuana that they tampered with. So
there's a broken evidence. There's a broken evidence seal. The evidence seal's been broken.
No, what they did was they opened up the marijuana. They spent I don't know how many hours de-seeding it and de-stemming it, and then put it into another evidence bag, and then put the seeds in one bag, and then the stems in another bag, and then send it back to the crime lab and have it reweighed, and then they had it brought back to the court.
Oh, jeez.
And so I grabbed the marijuana off of the prosecutor's desk, and I said, this is not how this marijuana looked before I got here. And if you guys find me guilty, you people believe in corruption. And I basically presented my medical marijuana card as an exhibit. I told them that I had a right to possess the controlled substance marijuana. The jury came back and found me not guilty of possession of marijuana.
Yeah.
So what I did after that is that I filed a lawsuit against the city of Bay City.
Amen.
Bay County, the Board of Commissioners.
Screw them guys.
The Bay County Prosecutor's Office, and I named everyone. I'm in state court right now in Bay County, and they are not. Don't think once that the prosecutor or judge or anybody is immune from being sued in state court. You don't have to take them to federal court. All you have to do is prove that they're not immune from governmental immunity.
Right. And here's the thing. I tell the police this all the time. I told the police this when they were standing in my house trying to call me a criminal, knowing that I wasn't. Actually, I proved that they wasn't before they left. They were really left with their tails between their legs. But I told them, look, your badge, you just made an admission to me, and your badge is just like my medical marijuana card. It offers you limited immunity for your actions. Do you understand that, Deputy?
Right.
Do you understand that, Deputy? And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, if you do something illegally, if you're against department policy or against the law, while you got that badge on, then you're liable for it. And you know what? I just showed you that all you guys here in my house right now are here under false pretenses that I proved to you while you were standing here weren't correct. So I'm just going to tell you right here now that if you touch anything in here, if you harm me or damage anything in any way, I will take your kids' college money. Try me. And they all back the hell up out of here.
That's all. Good for you. And that's what we need. We need these people who get medical marijuana. When you beat a case, you need to sue the state of Michigan.
That's
you
right.
need to sue the county.
That's
you need to sue these individuals.
Yep.
Because that's the only way that's going to get them to stop doing what they're doing.
Patrick, you're 100% right.
I'd vote for this guy.
Yes, because you know what? No matter if you file something with the Attorney Grievance Commission and say, this prosecutor did some sort of misconduct, you know what? They're going to get a slap on the wrist. You can file something against a judge, against the tenure with the Judges Commission, and you know what they're going to do? It's a bunch of judges representing judges.
Yep, they're going to go. They're going to get a little piece of paper in the mail that says you shouldn't ought to done that. And don't forget don't forget about our 3 martini lunch next Wednesday.
That's right. You are absolutely correct, and that's what I am just so sick of, is that there's just too much intertwined individuals from the Bar Association that's everywhere, and I'm tired of these individuals. Now I'm on this vendetta where I am trying to do my best to be in contact with every medical marijuana patient that's being charged with a crime right now for marijuana, because I will be happy to assist you and tutor you on what you got to do to beat them in the courtroom, because it's a very simple process. None of this makes any sense. If you are violating the Medical Marijuana Act, why are they charging you with the Controlled Substance Act? Why are they not charging you with violating the Medical Marijuana Act?
Well, yeah, see, that's crazy in and of itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
They're actually charging you with breaking the law that's supposed to give you the shield that keeps them from charging you.
That's correct. That's why. In fact, no matter what, I don't care who you are. If you have a medical marijuana card, you can have 10 kilos of marijuana, and the police can have a video camera following you, and you could be selling it, knocking on everybody's door and selling pounds to everybody. And guess what? They still have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you don't have a medical marijuana card, because there's a case law out there that states that if a person presents a medical defense for delivery, manufacturing, possession, and maintaining a drug...
The law says any marijuana offense can present a Section 8 affirmative defense in any marijuana defense. For any marijuana crime.
I don't even like using the Section 8 or the Section 4 defense, because it's nothing but a bench trial. And if the judge rules against you, they can use that as evidence against you at jury trial. So don't even use a Section 4 or Section 8 hearing. It's a very simple process. There's a case law out there that says that the prosecutor has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you don't have a medical marijuana card for delivery, manufacturing, maintaining a drug house, and possession of marijuana. It's a very simple process. You don't even have to do a Section 4 or Section 8
Well, there you go.
Everybody can go see this information if they just go to the Michigan Model Criminal Jury Instructions, which will take you to the Michigan Supreme Court website. There is a PDF format. You click onto the PDF format. You go to Section 12. You go to, Chapter 12. You go to, I don't care, delivery. I think that's 12.1. And you go right into it. And right in that jury instruction is that case law. It's people versus, and I'm going to slaughter this individual's this family name, but it's Peguia or something. It's P-G-E-A-U. And what happened was this guy got pulled over in 1994 because he had Valium and Xanax in his front pocket, but he didn't have the script on him. And the police charged him with violating the Controlled Substance Act, and he went all the way to the Michigan Supreme Court. And the Michigan...
I just wanted to tell you, the music's going to play in a second. I won't be able to talk to you, and we're going to run out of time. But I do want to invite you to please call me back immediately following the show, because I would like to schedule you as many times as I can get you on the air between now and the time we elect you as governor.
Amen to that.
Hey, that would be really awesome. Thank you.
Count on that happening. So call me back in about 10 minutes, if you'll do that for me, please, because here comes the music.
I will do that. So this is the end of the show, then?
No, it's not the end of the show. We got 10 minutes left, but I've got other stuff I've got to do. And I know you can't hear me very well now. So call me back after the... He can't hear me, I know. He just hung up. Call me back after the show, Patrick. We want to help you out, brother. You need some help, and we need your help. So here we are on the Full Meld Show, A Marriage Made in Heaven Mad. We got to get that guy on the air. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
You're getting the Full Meld.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a NoSmell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about NoSmell technology at NoSmell.com. If you missed the last Full Meld show,
you missed a lot.
The 2016 law also allows the dispensing organizations to grow full-strength pot, which will be available to terminally ill patients, right? And we're just talking about
the ones on hospice, yes. So in Florida, I have to be on my deathbed to get some regular, what I would consider regular THC marijuana.
The stuff that you can go to Flint or Lansing or Ann Arbor or Detroit and get.
Lake.
Tune into the Full Melt Show, Monday through Friday from 7 until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on thefullmelt.com.
Full Melt.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Ledoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Ledoy Law
at RedoyLaw.com.
RedoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RedoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you. Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 Southport Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio Show.
Here comes music to set your soul on fire.
Wow, that's all I can say is what a crazy day it's been, Mad Blaster.
Yes, I'm mad. That's me.
You're right. You've been through like a fly on the wall the whole show. Holding that microphone, waiting for an opportunity.
First off, they don't come very often with you, and secondly,
not much room. There's not much squeaking room in here.
No. Secondly, with Patrick though, Patrick really,
so glad
shed a light on
Patrick
things.
called. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, that was a blessing.
I normally schedule guests, but Patrick happened to call right before we went on the air, and I didn't have much time to talk to him. He called literally as we're doing all the
in the rush of everything. Yeah.
And so because we're here a couple hours ahead of the show, getting the show ready and talking about stuff and looking over the news and trying to find audio, and it's just there's stuff going on.
We'll try to make it look pretty for you guys.
Mostly it's just blunt rolling. but we're here working. Like the shoemaker's elves in the middle of the night.
I'm the blunt roller. He's the elf.
Oh, wait a minute. I would no. We're both elves.
Well, we're both elves with different jobs.
I guess so. You're like the sidekick elf.
Da da da
da. The mad sidekick elf. So the bald mad sidekick elf.
Yes, I did recently get a haircut.
That's not a haircut. That's a shining. So This business with the guy running Patrick here. Look, I would vote for that guy in a heartbeat as governor.
Right now.
Because look, it's not so much in this state that we need somebody who understands all the other clocks, bells, gongs, and whistles. They all have their hands deep into those pies. The thing that needs adjusted here in this state is civil prosecution and criminal prosecution of regular, everyday, ordinary people under marijuana law and other small bullshit crimes that make people money and get people's wins and win columns. Look, when the police can come after the lowest hanging fruit, do the least amount of work necessary, both at the policing, the policing end and at the prosecutorial end, where you're basically jerking each other off down the Golden Brick Road. Because that's what it is. They're going to see the man behind the curtain, who's going to give them all your worldly possessions because they drug them along in Santa's sleigh. Except it's not Santa's sleigh. It's a frickin' armored truck that has raid written on the side of it, and a bunch of guys in jackbooted thug strap bullshit hanging off the side.
I'm ready to kick in your door and take your children's things.
I'm not saying that these things aren't sometimes necessary. They just don't require all this damned military equipment and garb, number one. And they don't require SWAT-style executions. These are freaking old and sick people in this state, police people. Get it together already. I know that the donut is keeping you from hurling over the thing you had to do inside of... Oh, we got... It's probably Patrick calling back saying, what the hell? Hello, who's on the air? You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Oh, am I still on the air? I thought you guys were ending at 8 o'clock.
Oh, we went a little over, Patrick, on your behalf, and it's still not quite 8 o'clock, is it? It's still just... As long as we got you back on, I don't mind endorsing you here right now.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We need someone like you or I to run for these positions. I'm tired of the same people we keep on electing for these offices.
It's not just about the elected office. What we need to do is do what we did with Rolla in up there in Gaylord. What's that? Escoda County.
Yep.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
They voted him out for picking on the potheads up there, for picking on the medic. It's not even the potheads they're picking on. They're picking on the sick potheads.
Yes, I know that. I know exactly what's going on up there. Some people I know that they're being convicted, being charged right now for delivery, manufacturing, and all that. Those types of things.
So they've already as a duty thrown this guy out on his ass, and he's got to do this stupid. You watch Game of Thrones? You ever watch Game of Thrones?
I haven't had the opportunity to watch anything. I've been doing so much illegal work.
He's got to do the naked walk of shame now for the next 4 months. Getting spit at, and people throwing stuff at him, and nuns walking behind him telling him what a sinner he is. That's what's going on right now. because he's got to sit and finish that job out for 4 months until we get to the first of the year, when whoever the new guy gets sworn in and says, you know what, I see the fire that lit you up, and I don't want to step into those shoes. So I think I'm going to think twice about prosecuting your stupid, SWAT team crap from the Tri-County, what is it, the enforcement team up there, the multi-jurisdictional task force.
Right.
That's all it is. It's those guys jerking each other off going down the yellow brick road. That's what's going on.
You're absolutely correct. You are one. In fact, the bayonet's been in trouble multiple times for taking people's property and taking it home and not even writing it down.
Oh, yeah, they won't put it on the evidence list. If it's cash, they'll generally split it up amongst themselves as soon as they get outside the building, because whatever happened to that. Look, we got a bonus today, guys. We earned this cash. It was dangerous in there. There was a child and a diaper and everything.
What's fascinating in my case is that I had 8 ounces, and for some weird reason, my Apollo 13 was never recorded, and somehow it came up missing.
Oh, so you're saying the police stole some of the evidence?
I know.
Wait, in addition to tampering with it before they prosecuted for the balance.
Right.
After de-seeding and de-stemming it like so many hippies at a concert.
Right. And that's what I don't understand is I can't believe that our tax dollars are paying to open up evidence bags and change it from one thing to another. But I mean, can you imagine? I mean, you and I already understand how many hours it takes to take apart a cola or even 8 ounces, just slowly. I mean, going through piece by piece. When in Sanilac County there, in the Thumb area, I think it's Sanilac County, I don't want to misspeak, but I know in the Thumb area, the police actually took plants that just got cut down, took the big stalks, went and laid them out, dried them out, and then trimmed up the marijuana and put it into jars and used that against somebody in the court of law. So it's like, we're paying police officers to trim marijuana now,
These guys they're pretend caregivers. They got on their little maid's outfits, and they got their little gloves on, and their little scissors, and they're all happy, playing with the weed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just it's disgusting. It's sickening. It's so sickening. I've got bile in the back of my throat right now.
When I was at court, the Bridgeport Crime Lab technician showed up, and she said, "Yes, when I was working for the crime lab, I even grew a marijuana plant in the police lab, and I wanted to see how it would grow and the effects of the smell and things like that. And every time the workers came in, they would smell it. I don't understand how anybody can stand the smell of it." I don't get this.
The crime lab technician admitted to you that she was fully growing, not testing to see if it would germinate, but fully growing an adult marijuana plant inside of the evidence house. Or at the crime lab.
Yeah, the crime lab, yes.
So she had to, what did they do, take somebody's grow light? I don't know.
I'm a little confused on that part, but after she said that, I was just threw me a little bit.
I hope she went home with a good case of spider mites. That's all I'm telling you.
Right, I know. So it's like what I don't understand is when I asked her, was it
Patrick? We're going to run into the music again. Just
Oh, okay.
You don't understand. You got seconds left. Go ahead.
Okay, what I didn't understand is what was the difference? Was it indica or sativa? And she goes, "Oh, it's all the same to me," and I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't know what it was. All she knew is it stunk, and she proved it. And you're guilty, and I'm not, because although I'm growing marijuana for the state, we don't have a license or permission to do it either, so we're basically also felons now. Ugh. All right, Patrick, talk to you soon. Until tomorrow, I'm Steve.
I'm the Mad Blaster.
We will see you on the Full Melt Show next time.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.